Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. These are the Night Pearl Oryx 10x42 laser rangefinding binoculars. Ergonomics are quite good. You've got individual eyepiece focus for each side because of course you've got an LED screen inside here with the display on it. There's a reticle there, it's a circular reticle, and because you put that on what you want to range find, and then there's a button on top and that allows you to range find with that one. If you hold it down, it goes into constant range finding mode and can keep updating with the digits. The mode button is on the left side here, and that's the way you go through the different modes. You've got 5 screen brightness levels, and you can also set it on different modes. I've put it in hunting mode, obviously, because that's the one that's going to give me the best retention of target when you're looking at the small animals in the distance. One of the best things about it is it's got an internal clinometer, so when you take a rangefinder reading, it also gives you underneath that the angle at which it's either uphill or downhill. Now, if it's in equivalent horizontal range mode, that then calculates the equivalent horizontal distance so that when you're making your ballistic setup, calculating your different distances for the shot, it takes that into account. We've got some really nice light conditions this evening. The sun's out just at the second in my face, but looking into the darker shadow in the trees in the distance, I can actually see really well into that, and it's got a really nice green hue to the coloration on it, which makes it very vivid. In poor light especially, it seems to pop the colours a little bit better than some other units I've tried. I do like the ergonomics on it, they're very comfortable and easy to hold. The little flip up lens caps at the front do tend to get a little bit easily to dislodge and knock off like that, but you can live with that. And it's got 3 position eyepiece cups on either side, so you've got all the way down, centre position, and then all the way up. And I tend to go with them in the centre position or all the way up if I'm vertical like this. If I was laid down prone, I'd pop them all the way down because your head's more likely going to be, leaning down onto them. But the central position is the best spot to leave them in, generally speaking. Focusing dial on the top, it's rubberized, it's grippy, no issue at all moving that with just one finger there. And you've also got the possibility on the front here to put a tripod mount on it. The battery is a CR2 battery, and that goes in the cap on the back there. The battery inside is rated up for 1500 readings. The circular aiming reticle within is actually very crisp. There's no light bleed on it at all, and as I said, there are 5 brightness intensity settings you can put it on to suit your atmospheric conditions and your light conditions. I've currently got the sun directly into my face, and I'm very impressed by the fact that obviously I'm not looking directly at the sun, but I'm getting an extremely nice picture through these, even looking directly below the sun and even into the distance behind it. I'm not being overexposed here, so to speak. So I think these are very nice optically. And the focus pops in really quickly with that. I think they're very nice binoculars actually. My only criticism is those fall off a little bit too easily, and if they were mine, I would put them on and I would wrap them with some electrical tape, which I've done to my own set of binoculars, which I've had for 10 years as well. The second thing is that centre stage there, it does fall a little bit easily. The detent on it isn't super firm, so you do just need to double check them every now and again just to make sure they still sit in it. But you will notice if one of them sort of half falls, they're effectively out of balance on your eyes. So you will notice it optically. Now, depending on the light conditions, that affects signal return. Obviously, the interference on the laser light that's coming out of here, I'm getting no problem getting readings to just over 1100 meters in that direction. Looking at the dark side of some woodland. With the sun directly in my face here, I'm range finding into the distance over there and another forest. And it lists the equivalent horizontal range immediately below it to 1075 because that one here is a 0 inclination range finding. Now you can't see it, but I'm just picking up a pheasant there that's sat in some wheelings, and I'm picking that up at 47.5 meters, and there's another one at 203 meters. I'm having no trouble picking those pheasants out, and I've watched it walk around a little bit and I've seen it come backwards and forwards, and I can actually get a good distance on that. Because I'm not shooting pheasants this evening, but we've got some rabbits out and they'll be coming out when it comes a little bit nearer to dusk, and we'll get another idea on what the low light capabilities like, so they're a 10 times magnification 42mm objective lens, so very much one of the optical systems that's quite common. A lot of manufacturers make a 10 by 42. It's very different to rifle scopes where lots of manufacturers make very similar specifications, but none of them make exactly the same specification. So that's why binoculars are easier to compare side by side, because you've got exactly the same specifications. It's just ducked into a piece of long grass. The good thing is I can use them as a handy bridging tool here. Awesome, they make a perfect gun support. I missed it with the wind on the first shot. It just dusted off the right hand edge. I got it the second shot there. Right, I'm just going to spot for you. Okay, go for that one above the left hand end of the shelter. You might want to add another click on the scope turret. Done.
There's one right a lot closer.
Ah, so there is. Take the click back off then. Let me just ping it. Just go for a shoulder shot on that closer one. Let me just get it right. It's in view now. Are you ready? Nice shot. And that far one, up Chris, reload, move to your right, between the fence and the woodland. 100 metres exactly. Chest shot, nothing fancy. Right, go for that long one now. Hang on a second. Low on its chest, but on its chest. I think that wind's still blowing quite strong. There's a pheasant just walked straight between us. And that one in the distance is dancing around. Right, go now. Far. Is that half an expletive that you missed? Far. It's windy out there. When you go around that woodland, when you go around the headland and the woods, it is significantly windier. Your first one, that close one, you went off the right-hand edge of it.
Yeah.
And that second one, I think, were you holding left edge on it?
Yeah.
You missed it left edge.
Oh no. I wasn't holding out with the body.
No, it's... Anyhow, it's just a bit of tricky wind out there, because we're sheltered from it here by that line of trees.
But you can see the leaves.
Right then, best go fetch, eh?
I can't remember where it was. It was the near one, wasn't it?
I'm out now with the night pearls. It's just an hour after dusk, so we're spotting for rabbits. I'm just watching over a nice big warren over in the distance over there. It's about 90 metres away, 17 HMR, and this thing has been really impressing me. So I've been out throughout the afternoon in some really bright conditions, which has been interesting because I've been able to sit in the bright conditions but still be able to see into the edges of the woodland and things like that. So I've been very impressed with the image contrast and the fact it's not overexposing too much. It's really nice rich coloration. I am impressed with that. It's very refreshing using quality binoculars like these, and I like the coloration on them. The greens are quite vivid but not overly so, and you still get a really good contrast between the different sort of crops and what's in the fields and the grass texture and things like that as well. Resolution's also excellent on them, and when I was shooting at longer distances I was able to see all those blades of grass moving when I was spotting in advance, and I got a good impression of the wind. It's notable to say the depth of field on them is quite good as well, so you know, shooting at 200 and 300 metres I was still able to see blades of grass and blades of the wheat, probably a good 150, 200 metres crisp in the distance beyond that. So, and also close into me as well, about 100 metres away. So yeah, that was impressive. Comfort's good. The lens caps do fall off. They're in my pocket somewhere, and I've given up putting them back on because I'll lose them. So that's one slight downside. So if you do have lens caps like that, I would put them on with a bit of electrical tape. But otherwise, I am really impressed with these. And we're an hour after sunset now, and I'm not seeing any degradation in image quality. The field of view is absolutely clear edge to edge, and we've got a really nice lens grind on there. So even when I'm deliberately looking into the corners, I'm not seeing any problem with any terms of halo around the edges of them. And when the sun was brighter earlier, and we had obviously difficult lighting conditions looking toward it, looking away from it, and quartering on it, there's no chromatic aberration or anything like that either. So, but I'm going to be continuing using these throughout the summer, and one of the last reasons for which I really especially like these, and I'm not sure how much it critically matters in the real world of shooting, but they do actually read down on the range to 1/10 of a metre. So, you know, you get 26.2, etc., things like that. So you have got that little feeling of precision a little bit more. How accurate that is in terms of actually when you're looking at a rabbit, you know, that's sat amongst grasses and this, that and the other, I'm not sure it really matters, but it is sort of mentally reassuring, and it is clearly something that they are happy to do, and will probably be passing tests for that specification, that sort of precision as well. And most of the rangefinders I've used aren't listing to those dimensions. I've had no problems ranging out to 1100 metres in bright sunshine, and of course now when it's much darker, how far can I see over there? 1022 metres. It's about the limit of my field of view from here, but even so, I'm impressed with them. So, the Night Pearl Oryx 10x42 binoculars. You may well have seen the preview video I did a few months ago. I'll put a link on the screen here so you can watch that if you want to. But this really now is I've been using them for several months. Number one, the loading case they come with, it's quiet, it's secure, you can pop them in there, no issues at all. And that little toggle on the front means you can access it quietly. You've got no noisy Velcro or anything like that if you don't want to have it. Keeps them secure in transit, and you've got a loop on the back if you want to put that on your belt. I'm not sure many people, stalkers and pest controllers, are going to use that, but it does give you another option, and because it puts it safe when it's in transit as well. Other things in the box, you get a cleaning cloth, you get a lens pen with it, which is here, and of course it comes with the LR2 battery as well, and that battery is rated up to 1500 readings. The rangefinder is rated from 12 meters up to 2400 meters, and okay, that's theoretically good, but you know, light conditions can have a bit of an effect on that, as can the reflectivity of your surface. But these are binoculars for hunters, and I don't think anybody's really hunting at 2400 meters when it comes to making a shot, that's for certain. Accuracy of the rangefinder is rated at 1 meter, or plus or minus 1 meter, up to 1000 meters, and it's 1.8 meters. and 1,000 meters beyond. So it's given me good correlation putting them into the Kestrel to actually generate some ballistic corrections, and the shots have made the difference when it mattered. Obviously the wind is still up to me, but the range certainly has been spot on. And it's good to see that the screen internally has got a really nice red, crisp display, which you've got 5 brightness levels to control, so it's always perfect for the conditions you want to use it in. The instruction book it comes with is pretty detailed actually. You can see I've kind of been through that quite a lot. I've got it all creased. It's in multiple languages and it's actually visible without your reading glasses on, which is nice. It gives you some good instructions actually about how to set up the eyepiece and make sure you've got the diopter focus correct for your eyes, because of course having an internal screen you've got to have both eyes balanced as well as the view itself. The body is magnesium and it only weighs 900 grams. It's quite a compact unit. It feels firm and secure in your hands, and it's got this rubber armoured coating on it which is tactile without being, you know, overtly too grippy. And if you do get muck on it, it's easy enough to wipe them clean. In terms of using them with the glasses, you've got your 3 positions on the eye cups and it's a 4.2mm exit pupil, and I do find it quite rich. You can get into it nicely and you can feel that image. You feel more of a participant than just a spectator upon it, which is always a good thing I like to say on binoculars, where I do find I've got a very comfortable field of view. The field of view is 6.7 degrees, which equates to 117 meters at 1,000 meters. So in terms of the scanning potential of it, that's superb, and it's in line with most of the 10x42 binoculars that are available on the market. I would say the image quality, the light transmission does seem above average. The binoculars themselves are £1,439, so they're certainly not entry level, but they definitely show their capability above and beyond regular sort of mid-market £500 to £700 binoculars. Once you start getting towards £1,000, most of the binoculars in the hunting world are adding rangefinders to that anyway, so it does skew the pitch a little bit. If you were to look at some £2,000 non-rangefinding binoculars, you would see superb image, but you know, we as hunters generally now are opting towards the laser rangefinding capability. Now obviously the body is hinged, so you can set the interpupillary distance, which is the distance between your 2 eyes, and that goes from 56 to 76mm. So it equates, you know, if you've got very tightly spaced eyes, all out to broader eyes, and it gives you great comfort to make sure your eyeball itself and the actual pupil of your eye is exactly in the middle of that exit pupil to get the best image quality available. They are 100% waterproof, dustproof and fog-proof. They're nitrogen purged, so you don't have any issue with them fogging up if you go from different atmospheric conditions to another with rapid temperature changes and things like that. Overall dimensions are 155 by 138 by 69mm, so they are compact. They'll sit nice and close to your chest, and if you are kind of using a binocular harness, or if you like one of the sort of chest harnesses, it's not too big and bulky, and they'll stay in nice and close to your chest. Lift them out and off you go, and they'll tuck in. They won't affect you crawling around, things like that. Similarly, if you wear them over your head, over your shoulder like that, they're going to sit quite comfortably under your arm like that, although some people do still prefer them in the traditional manner, hanging in the centre of the chest, and you can obviously adjust the strap as long as you want it. The padding on it's comfortable. It's got a nice load and finish on the outside, a slightly grippier neoprene on the inside. There's a Cordura edge on it, and of course the actual mounting buckles on the side here don't interfere with the position on your fingers. They don't sort of sit halfway and grate underneath your knuckles. They're nicely behind your knuckles, so the binoculars not only hang vertical, they fit exactly there behind your knuckles, so they're not uncomfortable in use. Right, please like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell and keep track of the regular uploads, because there's lots of rifle reviews and lots of optical reviews and lots of rifle shooting accessory reviews too. Thanks for watching, bye for now.